Hello traders. I I want volatility index trading versus currency trading. Volatility index trading versus currencies, right? Um, Two variables, right? If it's been which is better, volatility index or forex, which is better, or currency trading, which is better, right? So for me, my take on this, I just want to give what I think about this. I consider volatility index and the currency trading, I consider them as forex trading. That I consider them so because one, the truth is the markets are alike. The markets are alike. So in as much as you understand price action, once you understand price action, you can actually trade these both markets accordingly, right? So the difference, though they've got their distinctive differences though, but holistically looking at the perspective of price action, right? Talking about the perspective of price action, market analysis, and so on, technical analysis, and so on. I feel these two markets are the same, right? So looking at my trades so far, you can actually see what I've been into today. You can actually see what I've been into today, right? So the goal of this my channel, like I always say, is to educate forex trading enthusiasts on how to take the best possible trades with minimal risk, right? You want to trade forex allowing minimal risk. You don't want to risk that much. You don't want to kill yourself while you're trading or blow up your account accordingly. So you want to follow forex like a business. If you want to take forex as a business, then is this channel per se is the right channel for you. Why not click on the subscribe button so you'll get subscribed? You can also click on the notification button beside the subscribe button so you'll be the first to always get my videos each time I post them, because my video is going to be nothing but educative. I show you trades from live market scenarios, my personal entries, right? I show you my personal entries, my personal trades. I don't tell you finish result, I don't show you finish result and so on. No, I show you my trades from my own market perspective, my own analysis. I tell you my thought process, why I take every trade accordingly, right? So if you actually follow my steps, all right, if you actually copy me from the shoulder, I know you would also maximize profits and minimize losses accordingly, right? So what volatility index trading means, right? So far, volatility index trading is a synthetic market, right? So we are trading against the computer algorithm. So this algorithms follow the pattern of the market of a an economic market, or the true situation of the economic market, following human behaviors, respecting zones. Technical analysis is an integral factor when trading volatility index trading, because it's really very important, because the market respects all of those zones, all of those um, zones, like talking about support, resistance, those key areas per se. The market respects them. So if you want to trade volatility index, in other words synthetic market, successfully, you must also take acknowledgement that the market respects these key zones. So whenever you're trading, always look through the key zones and try to make decisions around those zones, because the market tends to respect all of the key zones, as the case may be. So the volatility index trading per se, it's a synthetic market. The nature of the market, the movement of the market is synthetic. It is computer algorithm, right? It is following a dynamic. It's following a dynamic of a true market, like talking about the V75 index. volatility 75 index market, like they say, it follows the dynamic of S&P 500. Right, so if you want to study the S&P 500 very well, or if you're good in that market, then you would also be good in the volatility index market, because you would want to respect all of those zones that the that you respect around the S&P 500 accordingly. Right, so the talking about volatility index versus currencies, volatility index trading versus currency trading, which is better? For me, I feel the both of them, it's good. Like, it depends on your perspective. Like, if you're a trader, you can trade all of these markets with maximum profits. You can trade all of these markets with maximum profits. For most people that usually complain about the market is manipulative, the market is that, I feel it's because you don't know how to trade. If you actually know how to trade, you trade these markets with maximum profits accordingly, right? Because once you've known how to trade, you trade. Once you know how to trade, you know how to trade. You're following all of the technical dynamic of the market, you're respecting them, and you have the right trading psychology to allow you wait for the market to come to you. So once, like you can see, this is a trade I took on um, the currency market. This is a trade I took on the currency market, like you can see. So it's weekend now, so the market isn't really moving, right? Because this is Saturday, so the market isn't moving. But if you look at my chart very well, you could actually see what I actually traded. You can actually see what I actually traded. So almost the same pattern I trade when I'm trading. I trade all the markets alike, so you could see the same. This is MT4 market. This is the MT4 market chart. So you could see that all of the indicators I use on the MT5, I actually load them here and I use them accordingly. So I traded this, like you can see, I traded this market because of the bullish engulfing pattern, because of this bullish engulfing pattern. So this bullish engulfing candlestick pattern, these both candlesticks represent a bullish engulfing candlestick pattern. So this bullish candle broke out, and it was a strong breakout, so it was bold, right? So I knew the market was um, in in a buy, is in a buy trend per se. So I took this entries there, so you could see 5.0, 5.0 each for each of the entries, right? So when I took the entry, this was the area where I had my first stop loss. This is the area where I had my first stop loss. I positioned my stop loss here, right? So you could see. But before the close of the market on Friday, price price did all of this. So price got to this point and gave me bearish engulfing, you can see. So, and gave me a rejection wig at the bottom, right? So what I just did was, to before the close of market on Friday, I just moved my stop loss from here, and I moved it to this point. I moved my stop loss from here to this point, so you could see the stop loss, where the stop loss is right now, right? You can see where I have my stop loss, the price level where I had my stop loss right now, right? So the, so let's see. However it is now, is a win-win situation for me, right? So far it's a win-win situation for me. So by Monday, by Sunday night, we're going to see the turnout. If the price continues to buy, like I see, there might be a gap, and the market might make something like this. The market might do this. Right, so if that happens, good. I'll continually ride the trend. I will continue to ride the trend, right, in profit. But if it doesn't happen, still no qualms. I already have my stop loss. You can see my stop loss already. You can see where my Excel is. So this is my entry, this is my Excel right now. So it's a win-win situation for me already, right? So this is the volatility, this is the currency market. So you can see that, you can see the profits I closed by floating on Friday, right? You can actually see the profit I closed by floating on Friday, right? So this is it. So you can see this is real, right? This is real, right? So that is about the currency market. So in a nutshell, it's it depends on you. It depends on you as a trader. It depends on you as a trader which market you're comfortable with. For me, I can trade the both markets with consistent wins, right? I can trade the both markets with consistent wins, right? With stability, I trade the both markets with stability, because the point is the skill is the skill. Once you've gotten the skill set, you've gotten the skill set. Don't get me wrong, we take losses too, right? We take losses. We also accept losses too, right? But the point, you have a statistical advantage over the market. Your statistical advantage of win overrides the number of times you lose. That is what makes you a trader, right? So you can actually see this market. This is the volatility 75 index. This is the volatility 75 index. So this is going to be, I'm just going to hold this trade for some days. I'm going to hold this trade for some days, and it flies accordingly. This is a long-term trade, right? It's going to be a swing trade, right? I'm going to hold it for some days and see how it goes accordingly. So for V10, so you can see V10. So you, the point is, V10 could also be a long-term trade, like you can see. V10 can also be a long-term trade. This is W1, so you can see what W1 looks like, right? So I'm looking at I'm looking at um, price action pattern that will price action pattern that will probably sell some more, right? This is what I'm kind of looking at. From, you can see the W1. So the point is, I'm trading this on the H4. I took this entry from the H4 accordingly, right? So I took this entry from H4 accordingly. So let's see what becomes of it from H4. You can see where I took the entry on H4, right? Took that entry on H4. So let's see what becomes of this trade from H4. We're just gonna keep our fingers crossed and see what happens. Whatever happens, we're already riding, right? We're already riding. So whatever happens, we're already riding. So we'll the what I actually made this video because of the controversy and the concept between some novice traders, where they believe that, oh, one market is manipulated over the other market. I feel that to my own take, I don't even believe on any I don't believe on the statement market makers. I don't believe on it. It might be real, it might be a might, right? But I don't believe on that concept market makers, because if you follow if you trade by what you see, right, most often, in as much as you've gotten the skill set, you know what you're looking out for, and you trade by what you see, most often you're going to make wins. You're going to win several times, right? No matter all of the conditions of the market, no matter all of the conditions of the market, you just know the right time to enter. You know the trend. What trend am I looking at taking? You want to know the right trend you want to take. You want to know why you're taking this trade. Have a reason why you're taking the trade. If they ask you, okay, why did you take this trade, you should have a reason on why you're taking that trade, even if you eventually lost that, right? But you should have a reason. I'm taking this trade because of this. I'm taking this because of this, right? Even if you eventually lost it, but let it be that you had a reason, rather than just jumping randomly into a trade accordingly. So the concept between these markets are alike. The concepts are alike. The volatility might be different, right? The volatility is different, like, because when you're trading the volatility index market, you can see the volatility is different. Looking at this market, you can see that the margin here is like 61 USD, right? The margin, you can see my balance, you can see the margin. So what I actually spent to take all of these positions is just 61 USD. But I guess on the GU on MT4, I spent around I guess I spent around 13,000 to take those two positions. I spent 13,000 to take the two positions. So the volatility is different. The margin and leverage is different, right? So apart from that, if it's about the technical aspect of the market, if you understand forex trading, you should have the skill set. You have the skill set. You can trade all of these markets equal accuracy. You can trade all of these markets with equal accuracies accordingly. So I hope this video is helpful to somebody. I guess this video should have answered some of your questions, because most of us might be confused on what market you want to streamline yourself to. Most of us want to just streamline ourselves to a particular market. Maybe you want to just trade the synthetic indices, or you want to trade the currency market. You should know why. You should have um, a reason why you want to trade that, right? But if it's about um, the market not respecting your analysis, I guess it might just be a thing of your skill set. Probably you need to fine tune your skill set, right? But if apart from that, the market works. The Once you know how to trade and you have the concept, you can apply the concept in anywhere. Nasdaq, in US 30, name them, gold. You can always apply the concept in any of them and you win accordingly, right? It's We might not want to be at everywhere at the same time, right? Like you can see, I don't want to be at everywhere at the same time, but you just see instruments you want to be trading, and make sure that you catch all of the move, all of the profitable move from all of those instruments accordingly, and gradually you're going to your destination successfully. So I hope you learned something from this video. I will be very grateful if you subscribe. If you're a first time viewer of my channel, click on the subscribe button and like this video. It's gonna mean so much. It's gonna mean so much. It's really important for YouTube algorithm. Like this video. You could drop in the comment box on what video you would want me to make next. Probably you have a question, you have something you're not clear, want to ask something. Let's just go to the comment section and write something. So probably I might get to, you might just give me another video idea maybe. Thank you very much. Thank you. I'm grateful. Have a wonderful weekend. Alright, so I wish you have a wonderful weekend.